Here at the Islamic Medical Association of South Africa, and joining me now, he's no stranger to the Hilaal TV screens. It's Mohammed Ameen Hassen from Standard Bank Sharia Banking. Assalamu alaikum, Mohammed Ameen. Jazakallah so much for making the time for us.
Assalamu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Faraz, nice to see you again, and salam to all of the viewers.
Mohammed Ameen, let's talk about the relationship between Standard Bank Sharia Banking and the Islamic Medical Association of South Africa.
Faraz, we've been partnering with the IMA for at least 5 years now. It was a very clear decision that we made when we started partnering with the IMA, being one of the vanguard organizations of our Muslim community here in South Africa. I think if we understand how society evolved here in South Africa, especially our Muslim community, much of the work that was done came through our organizations. And I think from a Standard Bank perspective, we're very clear that their organizations are key to our society. They are positive contributors to our society. We see the great work that IMA does. And you know, the verse of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ أَحْيَاهَا فَكَأَنَّمَا أَحْيَا النَّاسَ جَمِيعًا. That if you save one life, it is as though you have saved all of humanity. So the great work that the IMA does, being one of the stalwart organizations, and also their members are key clients of ours as a bank, and they have been our supporters over the years as an institution. It made easy sense for us to partner with them on the annual convention.
They're going for nearly 50 years. The challenges are there in the country, and I mean, this has been an organization that was there during the heights of apartheid, and we're now in a democracy. That just shows that in this country of ours, we still have an organization that is owned and that is, you know, it's proudly Muslim, and that gives us as Muslims hope, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I think one of the things we take for granted as Muslims in South Africa is the freedom of our religion. I think we need to be more grateful to our government. And I think even in the apartheid government, for all of the wrongs that they perpetrated against society at large, they still allowed the freedom of religion. During apartheid, they allowed the building of masajid. They allowed the organizations to build themselves based on religious ethos. So I think we are very fortunate as Muslims in South Africa that even during the apartheid regime, although we may have been oppressed because of race, we were never oppressed because of religion. And whatever our religious values were, they were already espoused even in that apartheid regime. So now post-democracy, that's even more beautiful. I mean, we've got dedicated laws for Islamic finance, as an example. There's now speak of a marriage bill, or our nikahs being recognized. So I think we're very grateful to our South African government through the ages that Muslims have the ability to practice their religion. We have the ability to showcase the religious requirements in Islamic medicine, in Islamic law, in Islamic accountancy, Islamic finance. In every fraternity of Muslim life, we have that freedom to showcase it. So we're grateful to our government, and I think as Muslims, we should show a lot more gratitude to our government.
One last question, a moment. I mean, we had this talk before, you know, about how COVID-19 changed banks and, of course, the financial systems. But it's done the same for the medical field, hasn't it, in terms of raising awareness? And that's important, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I was quite intrigued. We 3 years post-pandemic, and I was reading the agenda of the conference, and they're actually categorizing now something called a new disease, long COVID. So there's some data points that the medical fraternity are now picking up that says, could this actually be categorized as a new disease itself? So I think the pandemic as one of those external events that took place in the history of mankind will forever be a turning point or an inflection point in society. It changed the way everybody did everything. And I think the people that were at the forefront and saw the consequences of what COVID did was the medical fraternity. So obviously the lens through which they see it is fundamentally different to how we see it. We would see it through the lens of the economy, how we work, how our offices are structured, remote work, hybrid work. But the medical fraternity see it much differently. They see it in terms of life. what does it mean to the health and well-being of society? So I think it's an important consideration. I was quite intrigued by it, and I think it's not going to go away for a while. I think the historical data that we would start to extract from that event would lead us to become better at managing health going forward as a society.
Mohammed Ameen, always a pleasure to speak to you. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Jazakallah khair.